Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing The Division 1 and The Division 2 on Steam Deck. So, well, it's been a while since I played The Division. I remember when it came out, the first one, that I had a GTX 750 Ti. Now being able to play it portably, it kinda blows my mind. It's like I'm living in the future. Ha! Who would have thought? So for The Division 1, it's playable. It says some functionality is not accessible with the default controller. This game sometimes shows mouse, keyboard, and non-Steam Deck controller icons. Some text requires manually invoking the keyboard, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, basically we have Uplay in the middle. And then when it comes to The Division 2, it's also marked as playable. But this one has way more drawbacks. This game launcher may require touchscreen. Text is small. Some functionality is not accessible without mouse and keyboard. The game sometimes shows non-Steam Deck controller. Entering text requires invoking the on-screen keyboard. And some text is very small, which we can adjust inside the game actually. And the game does not exit cleanly. That sometimes happens when you quit by at the Steam overlay. But apparently the game works fine. And I want to thank Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. Instant Gaming is a website to get cheaper keys for PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch with 24/7 support. You can find our creators for $32.92 US, and also pre-order games for a cheaper price, such as Crimson Desert Deluxe Edition for $68.94 US, or one of my favorite, Mad Max for $2.37 US, or Remnant 2 for $11.41. Personally, the one I got for myself very recently was Resident Evil Requiem for $61.80 US, so I'm definitely playing it on day one with the key that I'll get here on release day. And thanks again to Instant Gaming for sponsoring this video. Let's continue. Make sure DX12 is enabled. It helped me, at least when it comes to CPU usage, so enable this. You'll need to restart the game, keep that in mind. Graphics. By default the game is on low, but I did a custom preset. Right now we don't have a frame limit, ignore that for now. Shadow quality on high. You have low, high, and PCSS. If you put it on low, despite the shadows being sometimes high resolution, you can see the edges of the shadows. This puts like a softening filter around them. High shadow quality is for softening around the shadows. Medium shadow resolution, it goes from low to high, medium is fine. Spot shadow count, this is the lights from spotlights that cast shadows, how many of them. Medium seems to be okay, but you can go for low as well. The game just looks a bit flatter. Spot shadow resolution, this is the resolution of the lights that are from spotlights. You can lower this if you want as well. These are more dynamic. I recommend keeping this on medium. Contact shadows, you have off, sun low, or all high. Sun low is fine. Contact shadows only for the sun. Box effects, SMA on ultra. Temporal AA, super sampling and stabilization. Stabilization looks bad. Super sampling actually looks good. This is the upscaling technique. And I lowered the resolution scale to 85%. I know this sounds weird, but trust me, it does make a difference. This is a lower resolution being upscaled to 800p. But it actually looks pretty solid like this. On the smaller screen especially. Sharpening, personal preference, particle detail on low for performance. Wind affected snow didn't seem to make much of a difference. Volumetric fog, lowest. Reflections on medium, this is for the big cube maps. Local reflections, this is for screen space reflections. So I highly recommend this on medium. Subsurface scattering, yes. Anisotropic filtering 8 times, we can go 16. Parallax mapping on low, ambient occlusion on low, and that's basically it. Oh, object still at 20%. This affects the performance quite a bit. Basically the draw distance. Performance here is that there are spikes in the frame time, CPU related. When something loads, that seems to be the main issue. Works well on Fedora. I mean, it makes sense. If it works on SteamOS, there shouldn't be a problem in Fedora. You don't like a bit of the grind in looter shooters? Yeah, I mean, if realism is an optional mode, I'll take it. No doubt about it. I'm not sure why they didn't put that in this game. Okay. So very quickly, looking at the shadows, there is some softness. I added softness using high shadows, but the resolution of the shadow is pretty low. That's why shadows are on high, to avoid the blocky looking shadows. Also spotlight shadows for like the cars and stuff, for artificial lights. Still pretty good resolution, even on medium. Drops below 60. My advice for this game is to either lock it to 45 or 50. If you don't like the input lag that the SteamOS option gives you when locking the frame rate, you can lock it inside the game for better latency. I think I'm in a way higher level area than I should be at. Yeah, the fact that they approved looter shooter on Ghost Recon makes no sense to me either. Who thought that was a good idea? Here there are more NPCs and you're not... Yeah, I don't think you get combat in here at any point in the game. Not sure. But this part is more CPU intensive, way more NPC activity. So yeah, you get the CPU maxed out and stuff. But again, I wouldn't lock it to... keep it unlocked, I mean. I'll lock it to 50. 50 seems to be a good sweet spot. Used to love this engine, but recent titles simply force ray tracing. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah. Better said, I love this iteration of the Snowdrop engine, if that makes any sense. Yeah, 50 should do. And you have less input lag than when using the SteamOS solution. But the SteamOS solution will give you a more consistent frame time, so up to you. Let's put this as a 50 FPS lock. I don't know why it locked it to 52. That's kind of stupid. If I put it at 48, maybe it does what it seems. Hey, SWO, gotta go. How's it going? Yeah, I don't know what's up with the FPS lock in this game, that it puts it at 52. That's kind of odd. Maybe if I put it at 48, it puts it at... oh, no, there's no 48. Never mind. Anyway, lock it to 50. Have you tried Battlefield 6 on deck? Actually, no, due to the secure boot requirement. I mean, you can get around it, but I don't want to get banned for doing something weird with the anti-cheat. So I stayed away from it. But it works. It works if you have the means to tell the game, hey, I'm using secure boot. I think it requires using Windows 10 as well. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it doesn't run on Linux, but when we have that thing, I usually test it on Windows, and here it wasn't easy to set up, and it can lead to issues. But as you can see, it's way more solid when we are locking it to 50. The CPU doesn't get stressed as much. Stutters are reduced, not eliminated completely, but that's just when traversing. Like here. Instead of being a big stutter, it's like the game continues. Yeah, it's the anti-cheat. It sucks because I wanted to try it, but I mean, it's probably 20 to 30 FPS. Believe it or not. I think Deck Wizard made a video with a custom secure boot thing, and he said it was difficult to set up. But just the fact that it was kind of playable always surprises me. I mean, it's 4 cores, 8 threads, and it's 15 watts at the end of the day. Battlefield 4, I already did it. It runs pretty damn well, actually. I don't know if they changed the anti-cheat for it, but it works very well on Steam Deck. I made an entire Battlefield franchise video. Oh, you have an unemployed friend that always plays with you? That's the best thing. That's a blessing. Good for you, man. I wish I had one. That is unemployed, I mean.
Warning, now leaving the safe area.
Okay, yeah, definitely a bit higher CPU usage. But it all depends on the intensity here. And with the low level that I'm right now with this character, I don't think I'll fully know what the dark zone is with other players and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I just die immediately. But hey, it works. Ubisoft stock took a big dive yesterday, probably because they cancelled the remaster for Prince of Persia: Sands of Time. It's disappointing. But it's funny because they canceled that game, but they didn't cancel this game that has been in development hell for a decade. Beyond Good and Evil 2. That's still being worked on, apparently. I don't believe them. Flamethrowers in it. Do you still have that type password you play before you play on Steam Deck? Not on this game. Apparently they fixed that. Although, if I go directly to Uplay, they actually, if I go directly to Uplay as a non-Steam game, it sometimes asks for my password. Okay, at least now I'm on a mission that has a good amount of combat and enemies that breathe fire. That's good. But as you can see, so far with the 50 FPS lock, not 52, I think it's a great experience. Yeah, I'm playing with mouse and keyboard because I'm connected to a monitor to be able to show you the game. But I mean, we're getting higher performance than PS4 and Xbox One, higher frame rates. I mean, on PS4 and Xbox One is a higher resolution, yeah. But I think there are 30 FPS on the consoles. Correct me if I'm wrong. And when this game came out, your crappy PC at the time couldn't reach the frames that the deck does now. I was saying the same when I just opened the stream. I played this on a 750 Ti when it came out. Of course, it was a higher resolution than what I'm doing now, but the fact that now we can play this on a 15-watt TDP chip blows my mind, because the 750 Ti was like, what, 75 watts? Plus my CPU, GPU. At that point, I also had a small SSD, so most of my stuff was on hard drive. I mean, time flies. Settings again, 800p. He's T-posing. A-posing, sorry. That's how long it takes to load on the X11. 800p. DX11, please. Graphics. Basically like this. You can lower it a bit more if you want to. Maybe the resolution scale. But this seems to be a good balance of visuals and performance. I don't think you can lower the object detail, but it affects the draw distance. And that's basically it. It's loading still. So as you can see here, the stuttering that we see in this part of the game. First of all, we're just loading the area for the first time. That's the first thing. The second thing, this is not related to shader compilation like on DX12. But one of the biggest sacrifices that you'll see in this game when playing on Steam Deck is the draw distance. If you look at that building, I think you can understand what's going on. It's like a PS2 building. But as you get closer, it'll increase the quality, hopefully. Let's see how long it takes. Come on, come on. There we go. Now it's a better shaded building. So that's the main difference, I would say. What do you do in your other job? I develop VR stuff in Unity, the Unity game engine. We do VR training. So I cannot give you details about it because NDA, but I have a lot of fun with it. It's just a lot of work, especially now that I'm doing 2 simulations at once. Oof. Jesus. This is the kind of stuttering that I got on the X12, actually. Although I'm expecting it to be, well, as well as often, first of all. But that should have loaded a while back already. And again, just to reiterate, as I was saying, what was I saying? Oh yeah, lowering it to the lowest settings won't change this. This will still happen at the lowest settings. Division games, maybe the last decent stuff from Ubisoft? Maybe. Okay, I think now it loaded. Let's see. Because a lot of assets didn't pop up. And then it stopped stuttering once they finished loading. Or maybe it's an issue with the server. That sometimes can happen. Let's see, that building. You can see, again, with the sacrifices to draw distance, you can see where it pops out. But again, it's a sacrifice for better performance at the end of the day. But it still looks great, in my opinion. Considering I'm playing this on a handheld. Yeah, Hiro, I agree. Oof. Yeah, it takes forever to load stuff. Although now I think it's the server, actually. Because that's desync I had on PC as well. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi. Considering it's the Division 2 on the go, as long as you have internet, it's pretty damn decent. Although I'll lock it to 40 on the Steam Deck. 40 or 30. That would be my advice. It should give you a little bit better frame times. The CPU won't be crying as much. So let's very quickly lock it to 40 from within the game, but just do it in this menu. Once you're playing handheld, lock it here. 30 or 40, the one that you like the most. Let's do 40. Which again, the in-game FPS counter, FPS locker, puts it at 42 or 41 for some reason, instead of solid 40s. But this should give us a good idea on what's going on. Even the demos of Parasite Mutant are DX12, and you thought it would be DX11? Why? Why would it be DX11? I don't get it. There we go. You remember hyping this game up so much before it was released? It was fun for like 1 week, then started dying off quick. Arc Raiders, however, is much more improved version of the game. I mean, it makes sense. Arc Raiders came up way later, and they could get all the lessons from playing previous looter shooters, so it better be better, huh? And 1600. That's insane. What are these people doing? Yeah, I have a PS5 just waiting for GTA 6 to come out. Alright. Forza Horizon 6. Oh yeah, I remember. In Japan. Japanese. Forza Horizon. Forza 6 is a must-buy. I don't know if it will run on Steam Deck, maybe at 30 FPS. We'll see. But I played a little bit more of the game, I can notice the stability. I think 40s makes a lot of sense. You can do 30s as well. But now it feels fine. I'm going to do one last stress test though, which is starting a new game. And see how it goes from there. That's why local reflections are medium. Now we're going to have a lot of explosions. That's why I chose this part of the game. There it goes. Oof. Yeah, but once it loads, that's it. This rifle is so much easier to shoot, what the hell. Red Dead 3? Yeah, Red Dead 3, I think I'll see it. The rest, I don't think so. Oof. You forgot this series existed? Well, here you are. So yeah, the Division 2, I think, all things considered, it runs pretty good. There's stuttering, obviously, but again, as long as the game finishes loading on DX11, what I'm saying by that is you spawn in the game, just flip the camera a couple times, and it loads the assets. Then you're going to be fine. That's different from DX12. On DX12, you have to wait for stuff to load, plus the shaders to compile while playing the game. So DX12 is unsustainable in this game for me on Steam Deck. So guys, mailbox presentation. Otherwise, it doesn't work so far. Let's do 30 FPS here. Okay. Okay, that's better. Doesn't feel fantastic, but it is what it is. Let's try another character. Yeah, this is the Division 2. Not so determined now, huh? Yeah, it doesn't feel great with FrameGen, especially when you're shooting at the enemies. Some of the animations don't look consistent. It's like they were moving at 20 FPS. That's weird. Yeah, I mean, it works. It doesn't look the same. It has a bit of input lag. Not unplayable with FrameGen, obviously. But it works. Oof. Yeah, this is a server issue. When the characters just freezes in place, it's more of a server thing. Maybe it looks weird to me because I played quite a bit of the game in the past few days. So yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did revisiting Division 1 and 2 on Steam Deck. Division 1 will be the one that I recommend the most. Division 2 at 40 FPS is not so bad as long as you put the X11, but it requires to lower the settings a bit further than Division 1, obviously. And when loading the game for the first time, especially, you get some stuttering. On Division 1 it also happens, but when traversing. So it's playable, but visually speaking, you have to drop it pretty low in comparison to the previous game, obviously. My opinion, again, I'll play Division 1. Division 2, I'll leave it for my PC, unless you want to play it on the go or you don't have an option for that. Because it transfers your progress from your PC to your Steam Deck. It's all on the internet. So yeah, it works. I'll recommend the Division 1. The Division 2, it works, but it is way more compromised. I'll just stick to the first one on Steam Deck. Awesome, Mr. Bullseye. Yeah, it's better now. I think they improved it with Proton, probably. So, best of luck with that. Thank you guys so much for watching. This will become a video, so soon enough you'll see me again. And I'll see ya next time. Bye guys. Thanks for watching. See ya. Have a nice weekend.